News is coming in. Jagmohan Dalmiya is likely to return as the BCCI president. Anurag Thakur, it's almost certain he'll be the new secretary of the BCCI. Headlines today is Boria Majumdar joins us with the latest on this. Boria, it's almost a done deal now, a long meeting, and now it's almost certain Jagmohan Dalmiya returns as BCCI chief. Boria, can you hear me? Almost certain Jagmohan Dalmiya returns as the BCCI chief?
Yes, absolutely correct, Gaurav. Last night there was a meeting around midnight and that's when it was all finalized. In fact, before that, around 9 p.m., 10 p.m. there were hectic parleys, but we can absolutely say on headlines today that it's a formality now. In fact, we can even say that it will perhaps be unopposed. Dalmiya's nomination will not be contested by anybody. All the 6 East Zone units are likely to support Dalmiya, and in all probability he will be unopposed as the next BCCI president.
Okay, now a lot of this, Boria, and also with me is our executive editor Javed Ansari. Javed, while this is cricket, this is also cricket and politics. It's the numbers game, and Dalmiya was able to cobble together the numbers.
Dalmiya was able to cobble up the numbers with the help of those of the likes of Amit Shah and Mr. Arun Jaitley. Mr. Arun Jaitley may not officially be a member of the BCCI anymore. He's disassociated himself, but he still carries a lot of clout. The likes of Anurag Thakur, Ranjit Biswal, Rajiv Shukla, then also Mr. Jyotiraditya Scindia. A lot of these people owe their allegiance to Mr. Arun Jaitley. They look up to him for guidance. And word was out yesterday morning itself, that in all likelihood the compromise candidate would be Jagmohan Dalmiya and not Sharad Pawar.
Okay, and how did this come about? Take us through what transpired in that midnight meeting, Boria.
Most important, Gaurav, the new alliance is Dalmiya and Pawar. Dalmiya, Pawar and Anurag Thakur, that is the new combine. The news is it's BJP-backed Anurag Thakur secretary. Dalmiya and Sharad Pawar lobby are now in alliance. That's what is going to happen. That is what is happening at midnight. In that midnight meeting at the Park Sheraton, there were 6 people present. Jagmohan Dalmiya, Anurag Thakur, Ajay Shirke, Rajiv Shukla, Shashank Manohar and Sharad Pawar. That's when it was finalized. And again this morning as I speak to you, they are in conference. Around 8:30 there was a meeting in Jagmohan Dalmiya's room. They are now finalizing the panel. Over the next 2 hours, 2.5 hours, the nominations will be submitted. By 3 p.m. it will be closing. By 6 p.m. we will have the final list of candidates. Story is, and this is what is important, Jagmohan Dalmiya, Sharad Pawar and Anurag Thakur come together to form the next BCCI panel. It is Dalmiya as president, Thakur as secretary, and the rest of the members are currently being finalized.
Okay, stay with me for a moment, Boria and Javed. Let me also bring in consulting editor Rajdeep Sardesai for more on this. Rajdeep, this is as much cricket or perhaps more politics than cricket in this changeover that's happening at the BCCI.
That's right. The single point agenda here seems to be, how do you keep Srinivasan out of the BCCI? And my enemy's enemy is a friend, and that seems to have brought Dalmiya and the Pawar groups together, and they have worked out a deal amongst themselves. This is probably not going to be a long-term arrangement, but for now this arrangement works for everyone. If Dalmiya is president, Anurag Thakur is secretary, Anurag Thakur is from the BJP, so the BJP group within the board is satisfied. Mr. Pawar is satisfied that he has kept Mr. Srinivasan out and will probably get members from his group on the panel. And the fact is that Mr. Dalmiya too has had his revenge in a way, because he's always been keen to get back to the post in a full-time capacity. So this is how board politics works. And at the moment, Mr. Dalmiya seems to have emerged as that compromise candidate, and Mr. Srinivasan in that sense is perhaps finally the cat with 9 lives is going to find it tough now to survive. The big question, of course, remains whether he will continue as ICC president, yes, or whether, as Boria has been suggesting, the Pawar panel will insist that Mr. Shashank Manohar, former BCCI chief, is nominated as India's representative on the ICC, because that is the last post, in a sense, that Mr. Srinivasan holds. And if he loses that too, then it is obvious that Mr. Srinivasan's hold on Indian cricket and indeed world cricket is slipping, which will have huge consequences.
Boria, has N. Srinivasan camp thrown in the towel completely?
No, they haven't. I mean, Rajdeep is dead right there. Mr. Srinivasan, till the last moment, he has not thrown in his towel. In fact, he's now trying to woo Anurag Thakur, saying they will also back Anurag Thakur as secretary. They will back Dalmiya, they will back Thakur. That is their last moment trying to salvage, something out of the situation. Where Rajdeep was once again correct in saying, what happens to the ICC post? There are two posts there. Let me make this clear. The ICC chairman is a different post compared to India's rep in the ICC. India's rep in the ICC will be decided tomorrow itself. It's agenda number 12 in that AGM. So tomorrow you will get to know whether it is Mr. Srinivasan or it's Mr. Manohar. If I understand right, if this alliance happens between the Pawar, Thakur, Dalmiya lobby, it might be Manohar. But as Rajdeep said, Srinivasan, don't rule him out till the last moment, but he's finding it very tough as we keep bringing this news to you. Dalmiya President, Thakur Secretary, alliance with Pawar means Srinivasan is definitely cornered.
Boria Majumdar, Rajdeep Sardesai, for the moment, many thanks for joining me.